Welcome to another episode of Toya Talks Wrestling. Today we're going to talk about Raw, March 24th, 2025. This Raw was actually a lot better than last week. It was way better than SmackDown. Look, I don't know. Someone said that Road Dogg is a writer for SmackDown. Look, if that's true, Road Dogg need to get his shit together. Okay? I don't know what the fuck's going on over there on SmackDown, but they need to do something. They need to tweak it up or, something. I don't know. It was terrible last week. But we're in a whole new week, so let's not even go back to the past. Let's talk about Raw tonight. So it started off with, once again, John Cena. And John Cena comes out, and they were in Scotland. I think it was Glasgow, Scotland, I believe. And, he comes out, and they're singing, John Cena sucks! John Cena sucks! You know what? I gotta say, the international crowd is a lot more livelier and creative than we are. Who would have ever thought about that? Anyways, he goes in the ring, and they're booing him and stuff like that, whatever. And he's just standing there, and he basically, I'm gonna fuck up this whole promo, but that's fine, that's what I do. He basically said that the audience is terrible people, that they memed a kid that he had pretty much destroyed last week on Raw, and even WWE put a video clip of the kid that's being destroyed by John Cena. It was just wow. And he talks about that the audience said fuck you Cena. Netflix tried to bleep it out, but some of them still got in and stuff like that. Again, it's Netflix. Just let it play out. Who gives a shit, right? What the fuck? Stop, WWE. Okay, just stop. I know it's WWE. I know it's not Netflix. It has to be WWE. Anyways, he said that basically he was like, John Cena was like, I'm not gonna point out any of you because you're all terrible people, because you use profanity, you do all these terrible things and everything. Now this is why you didn't get the new music, this is why you don't get new stuff, because you're terrible freaking people. And he's basically saying that he's going to punish each and every one of us, just like we have been punishing him for the last 19 fucking years. What he said, he's he basically said he has figured everybody in the WWE universe out, because he knows who you are. We don't know who he is, but he knows who we are. He figured us out. He said, name a time, and then he goes to 2005 when he won the title, and he made it into a spinner title, which, by the way, I actually like the spinner title. I actually wanted one of those. I never got a chance to get one, but anyways, spinner title, and people got mad apparently because they said you made the title into a toy, and the title is not a toy. And then he's like, figure out that the only thing you cared about was the champ, the belt. You didn't care about who was holding the belt. You just cared about the belt itself. You didn't give a shit about who was holding the belt and everything else. That's when I figured you out, get you guys out. And he said a bunch of other stuff and everything else. He said that he's going to win number 17 is important. And then once he wins 17, he's going on his CM Punk tour. But that's not what he said. Basically what he said was, I'm going to get number 17, and I'm going to retire with it. I'm going to take it home, and you'll be left with nothing. You'll be left with getting a toy championship belt, because I will be the real and only last champion. I'm going to take Ric Flair's record. I'm taking Ric Flair's record. I'm leaving WWE, and I'm not coming back. Or some other stuff like that. I was just thinking, man, wouldn't it be funny if Ric Flair just comes out and says, you ain't taking my motherfucking record, and try to stop John Cena? Oh my god, that would be great. I would die. Anyway, so he's basically he's gonna leave. This is 2014 CM Punk versus John Cena. When CM Punk says, I'm leaving. The only thing is about CM Punk, when he left, it's at least he had a good standing with the crowd, right? He didn't blame the crowd for shit. He just blamed the company, whatever. So but John Cena is blaming the crowd and saying that we're all gonna be punished by him taking the title, because we care about the title more than we care about the champion. So then Cody Rhodes comes out, and they sing the woes and everything else. He's in the ring, and the crowd singing Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. I love that. I think that's cool. Anyways, Cody Rhodes is taking it in. He's like showing off the belt and everything else. He looks at John, and he's like, "What did you say? What was that? You're gonna do what? What was that again? You're gonna take this title away from them?" Pointing to the crowd. Like, don't you think you need to take the title away from me first? Like, don't like, did you forget I'm champ, John? Like, And he's like, "I'll tell you what." He puts the belt between them on the ring, on the mat. He starts unbuttoning his shirt, taking off his jacket and everything else. And he's like, "Why don't you just take it right now?" And John Cena's looking at Cody, looking at the belt, and he's like, kind of like, he's blowing on his fingers. He's like doing the little finger things, like he's about to grab it and everything else. He had dropped the mic. Cody had dropped the mic. He's in the fight. John Cena's in a fighting position and everything else. And then he just stands up straight and walks out the ring. Gets his little towel thing and he walks out. Right? And then Cody Rhodes is like, "John!" Like, yells out, "John!" Right? And John Cena stops in the middle of the aisle of the rampway and turns around and he starts walking back. Right? And Cody Rhodes is getting ready to, to fight him and stuff like that. And then he goes and he looks and he turns around again and he goes walking back up the ramp. And Cody Rhodes gets the mic and says, "John, okay, I can't let you do it. I'm not gonna let you do it. I'm not gonna let you take the one thing away from us." He talks about, like, that the only reason why you wanted it for your own vanity and stuff like that. He's like, "Yeah, you might think you deserve it, but they deserve it more," talking to the crowd and stuff like that. And I'm totally destroying this promo. But anyways, basically, once again, so John Cena did mention about, why number 17 was important, because he wants to take it away from the fans and everything else. So last week we had him blame why he did what he did, because he blamed the fans. This week we have the mention of why he wants number 17 to just basically to punish the fans. And I'm guessing because next week he's on Monday Night Raw again. I don't know if he's ever going to show up on SmackDown. Hopefully next week we hear something about why he joined forces with The Rock. Also, I still want him to beat the crap out of R-Truth. Not because I don't like R-Truth. I love R-Truth, but I think it is imperative that he does so. He also needs to have some kind of a talk to Cody Rhodes. He has not said anything to Cody Rhodes besides last week when he called him kid, and that's it. And I don't know if that's on purpose that he's not saying anything, because WWE says don't say anything, because obviously John Cena is way better on the mic than Cody Rhodes. It is what it is. I hate to say it, but it's true. So I don't know if that's the reason why he hasn't said anything, or they're just waiting for next week or something like that. Cody Rhodes is ready to fight, right? Cody Rhodes is ready to fight this week. Last week, Cody Rhodes was like, "I'm gonna hear you out." This week, it's like, "Let's fight." I'm hoping that Cody Rhodes is going to start fighting with him, stuff like that, and get his ass kicked or whatever, to make it look like he's vulnerable or some shit like that when we go into WrestleMania and everything else like that. I don't know what is happening, what's going on here, but I'm hoping to have some kind of exchange between the two of them, right? It's just like John Cena talks, Cody Rhodes comes out, Cody Rhodes talks to John Cena leaves. Okay. we can't do this all the time. Not to say that this was a bad promo. Everybody looked great here. John Cena looked great. He did his thing and everything else. Cody Rhodes looked strong. He looked stronger here than he did going to WrestleMania last year. So I'm really glad how everything is coming up. But we really need some dialogue and some conversations between these two people, because we haven't had any yet. Only had someone being talked to and stuff like that. But it was a good segment, you know. And it ended up with Cody Rhodes' song being played and John Cena walking out. And we never saw them again at the rest of the night. So I don't know if John Cena shows up after the next week. I know next week is scheduled, but I don't know if he has like a surprise or something like that. I know he's doing like a movie or some shit like that, whatever. So I don't know. Because I don't know if like next week is the last time we'll see John Cena until WrestleMania. It'll be like 2 weeks then, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll get The Rock if John Cena's not there. I'm not sure. But I said it was a great segment, and if I remember, I will put the link to the whole thing. Anyways, let's move on. So we had a tag team match, Jey Uso and a mystery partner, with the mystery partner ended up being obviously his brother Jimmy Uso versus H-Town Down Under's Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. As Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso end up winning that match. They look great together, they always do. And Gunther comes out and they start attacking Gunther and everything else, and Jey, he slips and falls and pretty much makes a fool out of himself, and Jimmy Uso comes in with the chair to save his brother. But later on in the show, you know, his brother is asking him like, yo, what's up with you two? Like last week you did that thing, you become a joke, you become a meme and everything else. Like what's wrong with you? Like what's going on? And everything else. He's like, nah, I know, right? I know. It's like I'm 3-0 with Gunther, right? I've lost to him 3 times and shit like that. I don't know if I can beat him or whatever, thing like that. Like Jey Uso losing his confidence, right? And all this other stuff. And Jimmy's like, well, not this Jey. No. You definitely can't beat him. Not this one, but like main event Uso Jey can. Right hand man Jey can, but not this one and everything else like that. You need to get your basically Jimmy telling little Jey, like, get your shit together, dude. You need to get your shit together. And Gunther is like there, so they're sitting like by the stairs or whatever. They're sitting on some steps or some shit like that. And Gunther's like right there, and Jimmy's like, yo, right? He comes up to Gunther and he's like, you meet next week for a match, right? And Gunther's like, you and me for a match? Sure, as long as you don't slip up and fall like your brother Jey did. And Jimmy Uso slaps Gunther and then walks away, and Gunther laughs and smiles and stuff like that. So I really like what they're doing here. Basically, last week Jey Uso botched it. He botched hard, right? It happens, right? It happens to the best of wrestlers. And instead of just covering up, they using it. So like this time when he did it, it was done purposely. A lot of people thought that he actually fucked up twice until like later on in the show, and they're like, oh wait a minute, they're gonna use that as a storyline. This is perfect. This is great. This is fantastic, right? So we needed something else besides Gunther always putting Jey in a sleeper hold and stuff like that. So now Jey's losing his confidence and thinking that, damn, I can't beat this guy. You know, every time like I get near this guy, I'm clumsy, I'm not thinking straight, whatever, right? And now, like, Jimmy Uso is not only his brother, but his best friend. But what I need next week is for Gunther to beat the shit out of Jimmy, right? Beat the crap out of Jimmy. Because we all know how close Jey Uso is to his brother, right? And you bring Jimmy in, so now you're bringing in the family in. I also think that they should also bring Rikishi in as well. So now you got the brother and you got dad, right? And they're both getting their ass whipped by Gunther. by the time we get to freaking WrestleMania, we're gonna be like, yeah, he's not only doing it for the belt, he's doing it for his brother, he's doing it for his dad, right? It's gonna be a beautiful freaking moment. But I kind of like what they're doing here. I kind of like how they take something that was bad that people were shitting on and everything else, because they were like having like hashtag Gunther should keep his title and stuff like that. So I like how they made a mistake and they're making it into a storyline to where it's now gonna be like Jay's gonna get his confidence back and win the title. I'm all for it. I fucking love this shit. Anyways, let's move on. Judgment Day had basically Liv hyping up Raquel for her match with Lyra Valkyria because they were going for the IC title, and you know, Carlito was like, you know, pumping her up as well and telling her, you know, good luck. And then Dominic Mysterio comes in and talks about how he still wants Penta to be in there and stuff like that, and everything. I think that's what he said. I don't know, because like for me the volume was very low at that point. I even had headphones on, I still couldn't hear him. But anyways, Lyra Valkyria versus Raquel Rodriguez happened, and basically, you know, Lyra ends up winning. Anyways, even though Liv Morgan was distracting her and stuff like that, she basically ends up drop kicking her out the ring and then goes in for like a roll-up pin on Raquel. Raquel did actually pretty great in this match. She did very well, and ends up losing to Lyra Valkyria. Earlier before the match, Lyra Valkyria was talking to Bayley, giving her a prep talk. They really didn't, like, you couldn't hear anything, but you can see them, you know, backstage talking to each other and stuff like that. Anyways, Liv and Raquel end up going and beating the crap out of Lyra, and Bayley comes out and basically saves Lyra and ends up putting them out the ring. Now, I don't know what this is going to lead to. I don't know if it's going to lead to anything. I know neither one of these ladies are doing anything for WrestleMania so far, so I could see like a tag match between the two and stuff like that, where Liv and Raquel will probably retain, because I don't see Lyra being a double champ, just like I didn't see Raquel being a double champ. But you know, they could do something like that. I don't know. We don't know. Who knows? We'll see. I will be talking more about the Judgment Day later. So we had a match between Dragon Lee versus the new Raw's member El Grande Americano from the Gulf of Mexico. So earlier in the day, the match was supposed to be Dragon Lee versus Chad Gable, but early on in the day there was a video vignette of El Grande Americano talking about he's the newest member, and he had a great vignette. It was AI, so it was good for AI. I wish it was actual Pearl person, but whatever. And then they had it to where you see Adam Pearce, Dragon Lee, and Rey Mysterio in, I guess, Adam Pearce's office. And Rey Mysterio's like, what is this? Like, what is this? Like, who is that? And Adam Pearce's like, that's the new member of the Raw team, the Raw roster, El Grande Americano. And he's like, but he looks nothing like Chad Gable, right? And then Chad Gable comes in. He's coughing and sneezing and everything else like that. He goes, well, that's not me. That's why it doesn't look nothing like me, because it's not me. Right? And then they're like, yeah, sure, okay, whatever. And he's like, look, it doesn't matter. Like, I went to the doctor. I just came back from the doctor. I'm really sick. Here's the doctor's note and everything else like that. Right? And they're like, come on, man. You're just playing around. You're just messing, whatever. And, you know, Adam Pearce reads the note. He said, it seems legit to me. And he's like, and Chad Gable is like, why don't you just have the new guy, El Grande Americano, fight Dragon Lee? And Dragon Lee's like, look, whether it's Chad Gable or this new guy, El Grande Americano, I'm gonna fight anybody anyway. So Adam made it official. So then we had a match between Dragon Lee and El Grande Americano from Gulf of Mexico. and he had like basically the most generic like Mexican music ever. Like it it's like if you ever play wrestling and you know they have like generic music number 45. I think this would be like 50 or something like that. Anyways, it was so generic, it's great. El Grande Americano ends up winning by pulling off the mask of Dragon Lee, and for some reason uses Chad Gable's move of the ankle lock, and obviously Dragon Lee had to tap out because he can't be exposed of his face because, well, he's supposed to be hidden. I think in Mexico, if you do that, that's a disqualification, by the way, but here in America, I guess we don't give a shit. So yeah, El Grande has won his first match on this debut premiere. I don't know where they're going with this. I really don't. I'm interested. I don't know where it's going, but I'm interested to see where we're going. I'm in the car and I'm waiting to see where we're gonna go here, but I don't know. It's interesting. I like it. Moving on, we had Adam Pearce in the ring with the Women's World Championship contract, and basically saying that the match is only between Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. The crowd booed, and Adam Pearce like, look, I don't care if you booed, it is what it is. Just because Rhea Ripley scribbled her name onto the contract doesn't mean she's gonna get in. And he said, I've been trying to get Rhea to accept to have a rematch and stuff like that. As he was talking, Io Sky comes out, right? Io Sky's like, look, I don't care if I fight Bianca, I don't care if I fight Rhea, put them both in, I'll fight both of them because I am the world women's champion. That's all that matters. I could take them off, I could take both of them on. I'm like, you go, Io, you tell them, right? And Adam Pearce is like, I appreciate your confidence and everything else like that. And he was about to say something, and then Bianca Belair comes out. Bianca Belair comes out really like kind of heelish, real heelish, right? And she's like, oh hell no, like no. Adam Pearce said, I earned my spot because I won the Elimination Chamber. We're not gonna have Rhea Ripley come in because she wants to come in because she feels like she needs to come in or some shit like that. Like, no, it's one-on-one, me and Io, that's how it's going to be, and everything else. And Adam Pearce about to say something else, and then Rhea Ripley comes out. Rhea Ripley comes out and she's like, look, I don't even give a damn about WrestleMania anymore, right? I just want my title back. Right, where I want my rematch. And Adam Pearce is like, oh, now you want your rematch? Now you want it? I've been trying to give you your rematch for the last 3 weeks, right? And then Bianca Belair is like, well, you waited 3 weeks. You can wait another 3 weeks. When I beat Io for the title, then you and I can have a fight. And Rhea Ripley's like, oh, really? Yes. And then they're like fighting each other. Not really fighting, but like in different other spaces. And of course, Io comes in. Little sister comes in, and then like two big sisters are like, get out of here, right? And Rhea Ripley pushed her so hard in the face that Io ends up going down on her knees, right? And they're about to fight. And Adam Pearce is like, enough. Rhea Ripley, you're gonna get your match with Io Sky next week. And whoever wins that match, fight Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Right, so then they ended up there, and Adam Pearce leaves, and then these three ladies end up fighting each other to where Bianca Belair, who was getting booed, by the way, that's kind of surprising to me, but she was kind of acting heelish, right? She was getting booed, and ends up taking out Rhea and Io Sky, and ends up in the ring by herself with the title belt. So later, after that segment, you see Adam Pearce and Bianca Belair is going up to Adam Pearce saying like, look, who am I fighting at WrestleMania? And Adam Pearce is like, you're gonna fight the winner of the match. And she said something. She's like, I tell you what, and you're gonna be right there front. And Adam Pearce is like, and you're gonna be right there front and center because you're gonna be the special guest referee. And she's like, I don't know nothing about being a referee, right? And Adam Pearce is like, well, you have a whole week to figure it out. So we have Io Sky defending her title against Rhea Ripley as Bianca Belair as a special guest referee. This is interesting. Right? Because I think that in order for Rhea to be in this match at WrestleMania to be a triple threat match, I think Io Sky is going to have to accidentally or purposely or whatever hit Bianca Belair. But then Rhea Ripley could be like, well, I won the match, so I should be able to be in the in this match, right? Because I didn't get no title, I won the match. Because when she wins by disqualification. When you win by disqualification, you don't win the title, you just win like the match. So that would be a good way for her to get in, because she'd be like, look, Adam, I won the match. I didn't, Io was disqualified, I won the match. Have another, or have Bianca Belair get knocked out, have another ref come in, and then I guess I can do that. Because I won the match, right? Because I won the match, so I should be able to be in this match because I didn't get no title, right? And stuff like that. I could see that happening. I think that would be more better than for her to get disqualified, right? Because if she gets disqualified, whether she did it on purpose, whether she did it on accident, I don't really think she should be in the match. But if Io hits Bianca Belair at purpose and accident, then and she wins that way, and Rhea wins that way, then she should definitely be in the match. That is one way to do it. I mean, there's a bunch of options here. Obviously, it's gonna be some kind of a screw job, or something's gonna go awry. We know that for sure. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, we'll see. I'm interested in this. I'm interested in seeing Bianca Belair's ref skills for sure. But let's move on. We had CM Punk do a promo, and no, Rollins was not there, neither was Roman. CM Punk was basically saying that Rollins and Reigns are taking this personally while he is just in it for the business. Basically saying he's not getting what he wants, or is he getting what he wants? I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, what the hell do you want? So how do I know if you're getting what you want or not? I don't know. But anyways, he said it was personal for Rollins because of his hatred for CM Punk and that he's always being CM Punk's shadow. And then it's personal for Reigns because of his wise man, saying that, well, maybe Reigns' wise man is not just his wise man and stuff like that. Basically saying that, neither one of them could beat him without the other help, or without the other one being involved and stuff like that, which is true. Saying that, he was basically the one who put him, he was basically the one who brought him in. He did bring the Shield in. It was his idea. Yes, it was. So he brought him in and everything else. And basically had, he said, well, there's a contract signing this Friday, and the crowd booed, right? And the CM Punk asked the crowd, why are you booing? Because you wanted to be here? And they're like, yes. And I agree. I wanted to be here too, but these two men are too busy doing other stuff and shit like that. But he said, we'll have a contract signing and see how that goes and everything else. And it was a pretty short promo and everything else. I know a lot of people are angry and mad for some reason for having these guys are they say they brawl too much. There was no enough dialogue last week on SmackDown for them, and they wanted to what is the reason why these three are fighting each other? And isn't it pretty fucking obvious, right? They were getting mad because they're they're fighting over Paul Heyman, and CM Punk and Roman Reigns are fighting over Paul Heyman to be whose wise man he's supposed to be and stuff like that. And I'm just thinking to myself, these are the same people who are all for CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre fighting over a fucking $2 bracelet. We're talking about a human being here, and you're okay with the $2 bracelet, but you're bitching about them fighting over Paul Heyman, even if that's the situation, right? And we still got 3 more weeks. We got this Friday, we got Monday, next Friday, following Monday, and the following Friday. We can work on, if you really need dialogue that badly, we can work on it, right? It's fine, right? And obviously Rollins is fucking just hates fucking CM Punk for leaving him, for being in his shadow and shit like that. That's the story there. The story here is right now, as far as I know, between Roman and Punk is Paul Heyman and everything else. And then, you know, we already know the story between Rollins and Roman. We don't need to go that. So it's like, why is everybody tripping about this? About like, well, there's no dialogue, there's no point. I'm like, there is a point. Just calm the fuck down, right? I don't know. Like, I really don't understand people, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm looking forward to the triple threat match. I'm looking forward to see what happens on Friday. I'm hoping that they have some dialogue so that some of you people can just calm down and relax, and they can talk down to you. Like, I don't know. So you can get it better, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, moving on. So the last thing I'd like to talk about with the main event was the IC title match for the men's. Braun Breaker defended his title against Penta, but before the match, Dominic Mysterio approached Penta, basically saying, you know, wanted him to join Judgment Day, and said that, you know, if you join Judgment Day, you're more likely to win, and we can protect you and stuff like that. Give him little hints and stuff like that. Penta didn't say anything, and Dominic Mysterio basically said, you know, think about it, and walked away. So, anyways, we had the match. It was a great match. It ended up in a disqualification when obviously Judgment Day's Carlito and Dominic Mysterio got involved, where it ended up where Carlito gets speared, and then Dominic Mysterio pretty much attacked Braun Breaker from behind and all this other stuff. And then you see Finn Balor come out, and he gets a chair, and he's looking at Dominic Mysterio as if he's gonna hit him, but instead he passes the chair to Dominic, and Dominic pretty much like destroys Braun Breaker with the chair. And then he's like, he's about to hand it to Penta, and he grabs the chair, and he's looking, and they're like, come on, hit him, Cierro Miedo, and Judgment Day, and all this other stuff like that. And Penta ends up throwing the chair at Dominic Mysterio and super kicks him like with the chair. And then Finn Balor ends up attacking Finn, and Carlito ends up attacking Penta, and then Dominic got in, so basically end up attacking both Braun Breaker and Penta, and ends up going strong, and that's how the segment ended. So right now, again, I guess they're all on the same page as Judgment Day. Again, I don't know if they're bringing in someone or not. No idea. I mean, they already have, what, 5 already in that group, so I don't know who they're going to bring in. And I don't know what this... I'm kind of glad... Well, for one, I'm kind of glad it ended in a disqualification. So I really want to see these two, Penta versus Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. I can probably see maybe Finn being involved in it, or even Dominic Mysterio, or both. I'm not sure, but I really like the fact that they ended at DQ, because I really want to see these two fight. I don't know what's gonna happen. Who knows? I know there's a lot of people that are complaining about there's gonna be a lot of multi-matches, because they got a triple threat, another triple threat, probably got a 4-way coming, you probably have another triple threat. I don't know. Like, we'll see how it goes, right? I'm just gonna see how it goes and see what happens. But after all, Raw was pretty good. I enjoyed it. But anyways, that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye!